So I know everybody has heard about the cannibalistic giants in Lovelock
In the heart
Cave,
of Nevada,
the
the
Sitka,
Paiute tribe
right?
once faced a horrifying threat.
Well, here in New
The
York, you have the
seneca.
NFL team, the New York Giants, and it's because of my people. My people are giant. We're giant by nature. Um, they call us the Red Romans, right? Because of our constitutional democratic. It's so old it surpassed the Romans. They call Seneca because we remind them of the Romans. Seneca the Younger was a philosopher from in the Roman times. He was a poet too, and it was the way we're politicers. It's the way we could express our words, right? We have the world's oldest uh, democracy, they say, and this is what the founding fathers based their constitution off of. So they called us the Red Romans because of our government, right? But what united us, this flag that I have behind me, is the Great Law of Peace, right? And there was a lot of evil happening, a lot of wars and all that, and cannibalism was a part of our culture. And we are just giant by nature. I got giants on both sides of my family. My tribe actually has the world's tallest Native American. And then to show more evidence, Mohawk is Narragansett for man eater, right? So you got all these giant remains being found in the Americas, especially over here, all through our territories, right? Even George Washington and his father, we call them Hanondagayas. That means town destroyer. And what they would do is fight off these giant tribes, right? So if you heard of the Susquehanna, they're giant bones and yeah, just a lot of proof that these were Iroquoian speaking giants. And check out this video where they talk about it.
Overwhelmed the large army sent out against them. Thus, the whole country was put in fear when the people learned of their great strength and that they devoured men, women, and children. The Shawnees thought that the giants were descended from the branch of the sixth family of the Ungwahumwe, which passed over the Mississippi River on a grapevine and were separated from their kinsmen on the east bank when the vine broke. Without the guidance of Taran Yawegon, they wandered to the northwest, much as vagrants without any knowledge of the arts of life. They forgot the rules of humility and began to eat their game in the raw flesh, leading them to become cannibals. They rolled their bodies in the sand to make their skins tough and impregnable to the arrows of their enemies. One day, a Tuscarora warrior discovered how this was done. He saw a stone giant hardening his skin while having a delightful time sliding down a sandy riverbank into the water. During this time of great distress, the Tuscaroras prayed to Taranyawagan, sending their words and minds to him upon the smoke of native tobacco. The holder of the heavens observed them in their helpless state and determined to help them. To do so, he took the form of a stone giant and joined the invading warriors. Brandishing his heavy war club, he led them away from the country of the Tuscaroras under the pretense of finding and bringing destruction to the 5 nations of the Iroquois. Taranyawago and the giants had traveled far and were weary late one day as they neared the strong fort at Onondaga. So he told his followers to lay at the foot of a mountain to rest during the night. They would be fresh and better prepared for the attack the next day, he explained. But next morning, as day began to break, the holder of the heavens ascended to the top of the mountain and cast down a vast mass of rocks upon the slumberers. All the giants except one was killed, and this one fled toward the north, carrying the news of the destruction of his fellow warriors. The Senecas say that a party of the warriors engaged the stone giants near a great precipice, and the benevolent god of the west wind interceded in their behalf by blowing all the giants into the abyss.
So what it looks like is these giants that those guys were talking about was like our relatives that went wild or went rogue or got sick and kept eating people. They started craving that and they lost their way. They weren't civilized. They became literal savages, and those were our relatives, because you hear them say that they were the 6th branch of the Ungwahumwe, and the Ungwahumwe are the original people. Ungwahumwe is Seneca, Onondowaka Goano, for the original people, and that's what we call us. So yeah, they're referring to the giants as being our relatives that are savage and they went wild and they're not tamed, they're not civilized, and they keep eating people, right? And we're big people too. That's why you got the New York Giants. You find giants all over this part of the Northeast. And I showed you a map of it fading. In the orange area was our tribe's land, and looking in the purple area with all the giants. Even Ohio, that's Seneca land. That's a Seneca word. It means beautiful river. That's the correct pronunciation of Ohio. And even the Great Lakes, Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, all Iroquoian speaking people. The Iroquoian speaking people is the giant race. And they're talking about our cousins that, got killed off by the tribes that were started in Lovelock Cave. Isn't it funny how they call them Sitka and they call us Seneca, right? Well, thanks for watching, and yo,